Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Appreciate everybody jumping on here on this glorious December the 2nd. We're about 11 o'clock in the morning, my time. Been an eventful morning. Wanted to get this episode out a little bit sooner this morning, but some things popped up. But we're back, ready to talk a little Green Bay Packers. We're going to do multiple streams today, so just keep your eyes and ears to the PTA channel here. And what I wanted to talk about in this episode is Pat McAfee and AJ Hawk talking specifically about the Green Bay Packers. Not a very long clip, about a minute long, but them just kind of talking about the momentum the Green Bay Packers are creating as we inch closer to the playoffs and as these playoff seeds start to fall into place here across the NFL. So we're going to talk about that Packers momentum. We're going to talk about our new PTA power rankings, kind of give you guys an update of where the teams have shuffled around, where they sit currently, and Jordan Love's role in the momentum that the Packers are creating at the moment as well. Before we do, if you guys would do that YouTube stuff for me, hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your day. We're not experts. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you talking Packers on the daily. So if you're looking for that type of content, make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell icon so you're notified when we do go live throughout the day. I know we got people following in the chat already. Jen in the house. Good to see you, Jen. Appreciate you so much. Mike Berry in the house. Good to see you, Mike. Love the fact that we have just random streams. People pop in here. And again, you guys can watch this video back later. You're probably one of many that's doing so. Let's dive into it. Let's waste no time and get into what we wanted to talk about. This was over on the McAfee show. Quick little clip from them. And it was on Overreaction Monday. Okay, you guys know they do that show every week where essentially what they do on Overreaction Monday is they get fans' takes, overreacting either good or bad to their favorite team's performances the previous Sunday and obviously Monday as well. So here we go. Let's dive into it. This is, again, AJ Hawk, Ty Schmidt, and Pat McAfee talking about the Green Bay Packers. Earmuff it if you got kids in the room. Okay, you guys know how it is with the McAfee show. I think he drops a poopy word here, so be prepared for that. All right, here we go. Again, this is Pat McAfee, Ty Schmidt, and AJ Hawk talking about the Green Bay Packers' recent momentum they're creating as we inch closer to the playoffs.
Colin Groom at Colin Groom. Hashtag I don't want to overreact, but Matt LaFleur is in his bag, bullying his way through the NFC North, and he's doing it from his barber's chair. The Packers will finish the season as the number one seed in the NFC. Hashtag never a doubt. Ty picks all these overreactions. Why this one for the Green Bay Packers?
Just because, a lot of people have been shitting on LaFleur the last several weeks, even when they've been winning. And I thought Thursday, he coached to win that game. Like, they were very aggressive on fourth down. Like, they kind of needed to bully the Lions to do so. And Diggs has been talking about it. I basically want to do whatever I can to make sure that Jeff Hafley stays the defensive coordinator of the Packers.
Good.
So
he's not.
Anytime I can give LaFleur all the credit.
So obviously Tone Diggs, big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and there's other fans that are like, hey, man, I'd love to have Jeff Hafley as head coach, right? So obviously what Ty's saying here is, hey, let's just give LaFleur all the credit so the buzz is minimized around Jeff Hafley, obviously.
Credit for them winning and none of it to Jeff Hafley. I'm going to continue to do that.
That's smart play. That's an ownership move. That's what you are. You're an owner of this Packers team. AJ, they got obviously the Bears a couple times down the stretch. You think the Packers showcased on Thanksgiving that they can be a team that can actually win a Super Bowl?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I think because we had a lot of great games yesterday, like you forget about what these guys did on Thanksgiving Day. But yeah, this is one of those things we talked about. This could have been a little turning point for the Green Bay Packers this year where they kind of put their foot on the gas and don't look back now.
Jack White and Eminem.
Killed. Great.
Yeah.
Killed.
Absolute domination of a half.
All right, so obviously talking about the halftime show there on Thanksgiving Day. So again, like AJ said, man, they can put their foot on the gas and not look back. Hopefully that's what the Packers do here moving forward. And again, it's all about, many more times than not in the NFL, it's not necessarily the best overall team in the league that ends up winning the whole thing. It's the team that kind of puts it together towards the backside of the season as we seen in 2010 with the Green Bay Packers. You've seen it with Philly too. There were calls last year, just like this year, for coaches to be fired in Philly. Then all of a sudden they get hot at the right time and you go on and win the whole dang thing. It kind of feels like that's where the Packers are currently in terms of kind of, just hitting their stride at the right moment. So definitely something you want to keep an eye on as the season continues to move along. You want to be playing your best football as the playoffs approach. Now let's take a look at the updated PTA power rankings here. Okay. And if we dive in again, just a quick recap, what we take into account, guys: winning percentage, offensive scoring, points per play, defensive scoring, points per play, offensive yards per play, defensive yards per play allowed, turnover margin, and that'll give you this final grade. We'll make sure we're sorted out here. So again, here are the top 10 in our PTA power rankings. We got the LA Rams 1, Indianapolis Colts 2, Seattle Seahawks 3. Your Green Bay Packers are now in the number 4 spot. The New England Patriots, which we seen last night, played one hell of a ball game there. They're 5th. Detroit is 6th. Denver 7th. Houston's 8th. Philly is 9th, and Buffalo is 10th. Now you're going, whoa. There's some teams on down this list that I feel like are probably better. Many people see Chicago as a much better team, right, than some of those I just mentioned. Well, why are they so low on our rankings? This is why. Again, the thing that's keeping them up towards the top of the list the most is their winning percentage and their turnover margin. Turnover margin, they're 1st in the league. Winning percentage, they're 3rd in the league. Okay, now what's bringing them down? Obviously, it's the defensive points per play and defensive yards per play. Their defense is played like cheeks. However, they're taking the ball away, which is the most important statistic. We talk about this all the time on game day, that you win the ball, you win the game. That's a Matt LaFleur quote, right? And I'm sure he didn't create that. I'm sure he's heard other coaches over the years talk about that. If you win the turnover differential, you have an extreme advantage over winning the ball game. It all comes down to protecting the football and taking the football away. And then, of course, the middle 8 we talk about all the time. But back to the Green Bay Packers, why are they sitting in the number 4 spot? They're 6th in winning percentage across the league, all right? Their offensive scoring offense, points per play, is 10th. Defensive scoring, points per play, is 5th in the league. So you got a top 10 scoring offense, a top 5 scoring defense. Your yards per play on offense is 11th. When you see those two numbers match up there, that's a pretty good indicator that, okay, you're playing some pretty balanced football, right? They're 11th in yards per play. Defensive yards per play allowed, they're 4th, actually one spot better than their scoring defense. And then turnover margin, don't look now, but the Green Bay Packers are now 10th in turnover margin. And again, turnover margin is how many times you take the ball away compared to how many times you give the ball away, right? So it's a good metric to use to determine how good your team is at protecting the football and taking the ball away. Essentially, it kind of combines those two statistics. Now, one of the things that sticks out to you here is notice Seattle, 3rd in winning percentage, 1st in scoring offense, 3rd in scoring defense, offensive yards per play, they're 4th, they're 2nd in defensive yards per play, but turnover margin, they're 23rd. Now they're slowly creeping up, right? But again, sometimes you look at Seattle and you think, okay, man, if their numbers, if you did not show that turnover margin, you'd think they're one of the top 3 teams in the league, right? Well, essentially what you're looking at here with our rankings, that's true. But the turnover margin, if you were to go that route, that's how they're losing some of these games they otherwise should win based off of their efficiency when you remove their turning over of the football, right? So again, just want to kind of give you an update there. The Packers are currently in the 4th spot. The Chicago Bears are in the 12th spot. Now, Detroit, we've got in the 6th spot. What's bringing them down? Their winning percentage. Winning percentage, they're 13th. They're 3rd in offensive scoring, 14th in defensive scoring, and then they're significantly better really in yards per play allowed on defense at 11 in the 11th spot. So better than their defensive scoring, obviously. Their turnover margin 7th. So Clayton, how is their winning percentage 13th? Again, when all these numbers look pretty good and their winning percentage is down, pretty good indicator that you got bad coaching going on, i.e. Dan Campbell going for it on 4th down like he's a riverboat gambler, costing his team wins all season long. We've seen it this entire time, right? So, again, that's just something else to kind of take into consideration. You guys remember JMO, right? Jameson Williams, I think is his name, right? What happened on Sunday? They went for it on 4th down. He dropped a pass on 4th down after he ran his mouth all game long. Then he drops the most crucial pass of the game for him, right? Going for it on 4th down right there. Passing on I think it was a 4th and 1, if I remember correctly. You guys correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. So, again, that's how the PTA power rankings currently sit. Now, let's switch gears and talk a little bit about Jordan Love. Like, okay, what role is Jordan Love playing in the fact that the Packers are so hot right now? I want to give a shout out to a person on Twitter here, Freeze. It's at FreezeSports1. Put this tweet out, and I'm not sure where he got the graphic from, or I would give credit there. He did not list it. But Jordan Love in Week 11 or later, his career as a starter, We always talk about Toyotathon. And the Jordan Love haters always roll their eyes. Oh, yeah, what's Toyotathon? Blah, blah, blah. It happens every year. In week 11 or later, Jordan Love's numbers are he's 14-5 as the starting quarterback. His completion percentage is 67.2. Mind you, that's 2 points higher than Aaron Rodgers' career completion percentage, first ballot Hall of Famer. Touchdown to interception ratio, listen to this, 34-2. 34 passing touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Is his touchdown to interception ratio week 11 or later, i.e. Toyotathon, right? And then passer rating 110.5. Guys, that is best all time. Let me explain what that means. If you take every quarterback that's ever played the game of football, okay, and you factor in how they've played week 11 or later, there are no quarterbacks in the history of the game that has a better touchdown to interception ratio of 34-2 and passer rating at 110.5 in week 11 or later. In most cases, quarterbacks' numbers will actually dip as you get into the colder weather football. Jordan Love seems to get a little bit better. That is a great, great, great thing for Green Bay Packer fans and the fact that we play at Lambeau Field. So really, really cool numbers there from Jordan Love. Again, he continues to play a huge role. I'm going to show you one quick clip here. We got to keep it brief, but this is one of the dots he threw on Thanksgiving Day. This is that touchdown to Dontavion Wicks that obviously we've rehashed it 1,000 times, and you could see Dontavion Wicks, ball's in his hand, right foot down. And the Packer haters are trying to say his right foot wasn't down. Boys, the evidence is right there. You can freeze frame it all you want. You can go back and watch it in super slow motion. You can see he has possession, right foot down, left foot down, touchdown. But watch this dot from Jordan Love. I'm going to go half speed here just so you guys can really appreciate it. Let's roll it. There's the cheat motion from Dontavion Wicks. Why do you do that? Notice how he's getting separation already from his man coverage defender. You're gathering information. Jordan Love's going, okay, they're in man coverage. Got it. Now, if he gets an outside release here, he's already got leverage. Again, it's all about attacking space and defending space. And when you use these cheat motions, you can get that outside leverage. And even in some cases, the cornerback will stop right there, stutter, and then all of a sudden they may switch up their coverage too. They may switch who they're covering in that situation. But look at this dot from Jordan Love. Look at the coverage, guys. So you've got underneath trail technique, right? The only place he can put it is about a 1 foot by 1 foot window right out here. Notice he had a center field safety, right? Middle field close coming over to make a play on the ball too. So you got to put air under this ball to get it over the corner who's playing trail technique right there and pinching you to the sidelines, which they're taught to do, right? But at the same time, you got to not put too much air on it that this center field safety can come over and pick that pass or bat it down. Look where he puts this ball. You cannot throw it any better. Look at that. Look at that window, guys. You could have maybe put it out here a little bit, but now you're probably carrying Dontavion Wicks out of bounds with that throw. So again, what we do here, we showed you the analytics just now. We showed you some statistics. We showed you where the Packers are ranked, right? And we're backing it up with stats. We're backing it up with PFF grades. We're backing it up with EPA per dropback. And we're backing it up with the tape. Show me the plays where Caleb Williams is throwing a dime piece like that in the corner of the end zone in between two defenders. I'll wait. There may be one or two. We see them from Jordan Love every single week. He's just been on an absolute tear. And one last thing I want to say about Jordan Love here, just kind of playing into this. And we're going to talk a little Caleb Williams later. Look for that video to come out. Ben Johnson had some very, very, very interesting comments about his starting quarterback. Well, specifically the passing game, which we know who he's talking about, and that's his starting quarterback. But here are the quarterback efficiency numbers from Kevin Cole over on X. Give him a follow. There it is, at Kevin Cole ____. So 3 underscores after at Kevin Cole. He's a great follow over there. Quarterback efficiency, EPA per play, minimum 150 dropbacks through week 13 Sunday Night Football. So this did not include last night. Jordan Love plus 0.31, and that's roughly 3 points here, let's say. Higher than Drake May at a 0.28. Then Patrick Mahomes, who's trending up, don't look now, 0.24. Josh Allen, 0.24. Dak Prescott, 0.23. All of a sudden, Jordan Love, what he's been lacking are some of the gaudy numbers, a bunch of passing yardage, a bunch of passing touchdowns. When he goes out there on Thanksgiving Day, gets his turkey leg, and in the process, those 4 passing touchdowns, no interceptions. don't be surprised if all of a sudden Jordan Love starts to skyrocket in the MVP race. Not that that matters to us Packer fans. We've got plenty of MVPs on the shelf, probably more than just about any franchise in the history of the game, if not any franchise. It's all about winning that Lombardi, but it's just nice to know one of the reasons this Packers team is starting to surge at the right moment, just like A.J. Hawk and Pat McAfee were talking about, is because Jordan Love is playing lights out because, of course, it's Toyotathon, man. We all know what it's about, this right here. Now he's got a co-pilot with Micah Parsons absolutely dominating as well. And I will say this too. Historically, Matt LaFleur, if I remember correctly, he's usually had a really, really good December. So why not just pile on to the whole car sales theme here and go from Toyotathon to a December to remember? I think it's Lexus that does that. So let's just dive right into that. Go ahead and give Coach LaFleur one of those sponsorships. It's a good combination to have when you got a quarterback who's not affected by the cold weather. Right. He's young enough that the cold weather is not going to affect him for probably at least 5 to 7 more years. Seems like once you crack 30, 32-ish, somewhere around there, the cold starts to creep in a little bit on these guys. I know it's affected me as a human being working out in the cold. I used to love the cold. I'd be the dude who prided myself on having one layer of clothes on out there with 20-degree weather. And now I'm out there bundled up like Ralphie's little brother on A Christmas Story. So it sucks getting old. That blood starts getting thinner. But really excited about what the Packers do here moving forward. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. I know I see everybody in here in the chat. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this video back later, okay? Let us know what you think about the Packers' momentum that they're creating. Do you think it's well-versed there by the McAfee show? Do you think it's maybe a little overhyped? Do you think it's underhyped? Do you think the Packers might be the hottest team in the league? Because, again, when you talk about the key positions, those spots of the game that's so important, we're talking about edge defenders and pass rush. We got the box checked, right? You're talking about run defense. We got the box checked. You're talking about a franchise quarterback, MVP caliber quarterback. He's in the running for the MVP now, at least top 5, maybe top 3. That box is checked. You talk about a head coach who's 12th all-time in winning percentage. He's done it now with multiple quarterbacks. That box is checked. What else is there other than to go out there and perform like you're not the youngest team in the league, right? That's the only thing that makes me hesitant on being extremely bullish on this Packers team. Now, if they do put it together and they go on a Super Bowl run here down the stretch, boy, oh boy, having the youngest roster in the league and looking to come back and try to repeat as Super Bowl champions, that window maybe goes from that 3-year window we talk about, maybe extended into a 5-year window. Because once you have that success, you start to push a little money out, add another piece here, add another piece there, and just continue to add to this roster. I'm really, really excited to see how everything unfolds here. Moving forward. William in the chat, how serious is Van Ness's injury? It's a great question, William. They're keeping it kind of tight-lipped. He was seen in a walking boot. I'm going to do an episode on that here later on today, too. You'll probably get 3 or 4 episodes. I just got to put all the information together and be prepared to make it short and concise. If you guys haven't caught on, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do more videos, little bit shorter in nature, and we'll still try to get together and chat it up on our live streams, which we'll do tonight, Chalk Talk, 6 p.m. Central. We may go 30 minutes early, so just make sure you're subbed to the channel and got that bell icon on so you're notified when we do go live. We're going to be diving into the tape from the Detroit Lions game. I've got to finish putting that together. The system I'm using had a little hiccup the last couple of weeks, so it's starting to put a damper on things to slow us down a bit. But make sure you guys are tuned in for that. And again, I'll get you a video out here in a little bit, William, giving you kind of an update on what I know about the injuries and anything that's being reported across X as well. As Jen Wright said there, yeah, walking boot doesn't look good. But again, they're not saying it was a setback. They're thinking, hey, they were hoping he was ready and he's not. Now, that could be semantics, right? That could be one of those things that they're just kind of dancing around the real problem and not letting everybody know, and rightfully so, right? Now, maybe we'll get Jaden Reed back. There's rumors of that. We'll have that first injury report tomorrow, right on, that will be tomorrow. That's correct. December the 3rd as we close in on this Chicago Bears game. But that's it, guys. Thank y'all so much for hopping in here. We'll be back here probably in a couple of hours with another video. I'm excited to talk about this Ben Johnson criticizing Caleb Williams thing. I want to get your all's take on it, see if it's blown out of proportion or not. But if you would, hit like, hit subscribe, click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live in the future. If you are new here, and everybody in the live chat, do me a big favor, smash the like button on this video as well. We'll see you here in a couple of hours. My name's Clayton. This is PTA. Go Pack, go.
Here we go.
We're out. Bye, guys.